Hello everyone and welcome to another track guide. Formula Vee around Oran Park moto layout. It really spices the Oran Park up. Let's get into it. For qualifying you want to be all the way on the right near the wall, but in the race turn 2 is actually going to be a really good overtaking spot, so keep that in mind. Turn 1 is flat out and I aim for the curb on the inside for it. For turn 2 I use this AstroTurf here on the right as my braking marker, and I go to about 85% brake pressure, with trailing that all the way to the first curb. Once I'm close to that curb on the inside, I'll apply the throttle again. This will make you understeer and not get the second curb, but this doesn't matter. And of course you can use the big curb on the outside as well, if you're on the outside in the race. Bring the car over to the left for turn 3. For turn 3 the braking marker is the cones here on the right. Once I lose the first cone out of my sight, I'll then start to brake. I brake hard to about 95% peak brake pressure. I also trail the brake all the way to the middle of the corner, which is also where you want to meet the curb. Once at the curb I'll apply the throttle again and let the car steer out. It's important that you're really smooth with the inputs here, otherwise you will lose a lot of time in this sector. Now stay here on the left. Turn 5, my braking marker is not that clear either. I brake just before getting to the top of this little bump with a peak brake pressure of about 55% and then letting the car roll into the rest of the corner. Do not touch any of the raised parts of the curbs here. It will unsettle the car quite a lot. When I'm on the white part of the curb again, I will apply the throttle. We do have quite a lot of room on the outside. Turn 6 going over the bridge is full throttle. I turn in just before we get to the top, and you want to hit a little curb on the inside that's red and yellow. If you get the line right, you should be able to keep full throttle all the way through the corner. For turn 7 and 8 you can actually use this little AstroTurf here on the left. It will open the corner just a tiny bit. I don't brake here, I only lift off the throttle, and I do so just about a car length before the curb just in front of us. I lift off to about 30%, and with that I also turn into the corner. You want to take all of the curb on the inside. Once I'm at the curb I'll go full throttle again. Don't go on to the white part too early, that will lead to an off track, and use all of the curb on the outside. Turn 9 I do actually tap the brake really quick. I do that because I feel I get a better exit than just lifting off the throttle. I brake just around the middle part of the red and yellow curb here, and it's just a really little dab to about 25% and quickly off it again. Then I aim for all the curb on the inside, both the white and the red and yellow one, and I take as much as possible. And I'm stabilizing the car with the throttle. Once I'm at the curb I go full throttle again, and of course you have all of the curb on the outside to use as well. Turns 10 and 11 you can go full out. I take a bit of curb for 10 and I take a lot of curb for 11. Just be aware, taking too much on 11 can unsettle the car quite a lot. For the last corner I don't have a clear braking marker for you either, but I brake just before we go uphill again, and I hit the brake hard because we're going uphill, so compression will help us here. I go to about 90% brake pressure, and then I ease off the throttle to where the curb begins. I also stabilize the car with the throttle when that is needed. You want to get all the way on the curb. You want to apex on the curb where there is a lot of tire marks. Once you get to that you should be able to go full throttle again without hitting the wall on the outside. If you hit the wall it will kill a lot of momentum and maybe break the car. And that's a lap around Oran Park in the Formula Vee for a lap time of 1 minute 19.571. Hopefully this little guide has helped you. If it has, leave a like down below. Consider subscribing as well. If you want more track guides like this, check out my playlist linked down below. And now for the uninterrupted hot laps.